Welcome to the 26th tutorial in Python. In this video, we're going to dive into the basics of functions. Hello everyone, it's me Sairam and I'll be your host for today. Let's say hello to Python functions. A Python function is like a recipe. You write it once and you can reuse it as many times as you like without rewriting the same exact steps. It's a name block of code that performs a specific task. In Python, we define a function by using the def keyword. Here's the simplest example you'll ever see. Def say hello, print hello world. And now, this thing in the bottom is what executes the function. This create, but this creates the function, but nothing's going to happen yet. But as we said before, to run the function, we need to call it. We do this by saying say hello, bracket open, bracket close. When you run it, as you can see, it prints hello world in the output. Now it prints hello world every time we call it. You've just made your first reusable tool. So even if I were to say print welcome to bit by bit, and let's say you again want to say hello world, you don't have to do all of these two steps again. You can just say hello, and then when you run it, you can see hello world, welcome to bit by bit, hello world. You don't have to type the whole function again. Now, why do we even use functions? Functions help you avoid repetition, organize your code, and reduce bugs. Think of them as the building blocks of bigger programs. Instead of scrolling through 300 lines of code, you can write and reuse compact, focused functions. Functions really shine when you give them data to work with through something called parameters. Let's say you want to greet different users. We can upgrade a function like this. Let's say you want to greet Alice and Bob. Our function says def greet name, print hello name. And remember, every time you write a function, make sure to end it using a colon. Now when you run this, it says hello Alice and hello Bob. Now the function becomes dynamic. The name is a parameter, a variable we can pass values into. Each time we call greet, we provide a different argument and it prints a customized message. So if I were to type greet Michael, when you run it, it says hello Michael too, along with hello Alice and hello Bob. What if you need multiple parameters? If you need to do a bit more, then you can pass multiple parameters. Let's say in this example, we have def add a comma b, print sum a plus b. So when we call the function, we put in two parameters along with it. Add 5 comma 7, add 12 comma 8. When we run it, you can see sum for this and is 12 and for this add is 20. Here a and b are parameters. We pass two numbers in and the function adds them and prints the result. Now, what if someone forgets to pass in a value? Or maybe you want to have a fallback option just in case. You can use default parameters. In this code, you can see def greet name is equal to guest, print welcome name. If you call greet without any arguments, it uses a default guest. But if you give it a name like Ravi, it overrides the default. This makes the functions more flexible and user-friendly. If you can see, if there was a user who did not want to type his name and put nothing, it'll just say welcome guest. But if a user wanted to put his name, then it'll print his name, welcome Ravi. Let's build a real world example. A price calculator with tax. Over here we have def calculate total price and the tax is 5%. Now the total is equal to the price plus the price multiplied by the tax. So when we print the total price, we'll put it in total. So when we run this function and when we run this, you can see it prints total price is 105, whatever currency you want. Let's take in dollars. And the other total price over here, but this time we modify the tax to only 1%. Therefore, we get 275. This function takes a price and calculates it with the total tax. If no tax is given, it assumes 5%. If you provide one, it uses that instead. Imagine this in an e-commerce system. You define the function once and use it all over your site. In the next video, we're going to see how you can return values from your functions. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button. And stay tuned for the next tutorial.